Alright guys, so here it is, another 10-hour video, and just like last time, all loot I make will be contributed towards my Road to 5 build series. I'll probably be doing one more 10-hour video after this one, so if you're here for maybe a Road to 5 build update, I guess I could say that I'll be back at it in a couple weeks. Next 10 hours will most likely be Pila Coup, but I haven't really decided yet. As always, I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button below, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. But thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy 10 hours at Crescent. So just like any other 10-hour video, we do have to go over what class we're using and what kind of pets we have to pick up all the resources throughout the 10 hours. So we are sitting on a 60 wizard with 187 AP, 176 awaken AP, and 256 DP. And we have 4 tier 3 pets that are level 10 and 1 tier 1 that is level 10. And I'd also like to say that I had node level of 0, no S rank, and I did have a blessing of Camisylve active the whole time. But that should be it. That's basically the overview of what I use for the 10 hours. And I guess we're just going to get into the rotations, and then we could get into the XP and the loot of the 10 hours. Alright, so Crescent was pretty easy. I guess my main focus here was killing the elite mobs. I did manage to figure out 2 different rotations throughout the 10 hours, and we'll go over both of them. One of them we'll call a main, and I guess the second we could just call secondary rotation. Both of them are really good, but I would say main is definitely better. It contains more of the elite mobs, and it's probably better for larger groups. I think maybe secondary is a good solo path. But for now, let's just go over main rotation. I'll give you guys an overview, then I'll show you as my wizard actually running it, and we could do the exact same on secondary rotation. I'll give you an overview, and I'll show you on my wizard running it. Alright, so that was main rotation. Now we're going to go over secondary rotation. I would say that you should most likely stick to main rotation because it does have more elites, but we do have to go over second rotation just in case it is contested or you hop and you cannot find an open world. But I would say Crescent is pretty empty, so you shouldn't really have troubles finding an open world. But here it is, secondary rotation. We'll just do a quick overview and then we'll run through it on our wizard just like usual. Alright, so that's rotations. Now we could go over the XP you get at Crescents, and honestly, the XP is not that great. I would say you shouldn't come to Crescents for XP, but it's still worth going over so you guys could see exactly what you get. But if I were to compare it to Sawsons or Fogans or Pirates, it's almost about half the XP you would get if you were to grind there instead. But over the 10 hours, I did manage to get about 4.8% XP. I did not use much milk tea, maybe 4 of my hours were boosted with milk tea, and I did use one 200% boost. None of this was done over the weekend also, but if we were looking at it per hour with no boost, you're going to get about 0.48% XP. If you did it on the weekend, you would get about 0.96% XP, and on your 200% hour, you would get about 1.44, and on 200% hour with your weekend boost, you get about 1.92. And of course this is on my 60 wizard, so I will say that XP rates can vary depending on what class you play and what level you are and what gear you have. But if you wanted to come to Crescents for XP, I would definitely suggest not to. It is just absolutely terrible. But there are also question marks on level 61 and 62, because I had a couple comments in my previous videos saying that those rates are not right. So if I could get maybe someone to confirm the experience you need from 60 to 61 and 61 to 62, that would be greatly appreciated. I have also looked online, but most charts seem to be outdated or different from one another, so I can't really be certain, especially because I don't have a 61 or 62 to test it out. But that's mostly everything I have to cover about experience, so I guess we could just move on to the loot from Crescents. Alright guys, so here it is. After 10 hours, we are going to open all our soiled crescent rings. I'm hoping for at least 2, but let's just rip through this and see what we get. 1. Come on, 1 more. 2. That's it. So 2 out of 15, not bad. So as you guys just saw, from 10 hours at Crescents, we managed to pull 4 Crescent rings, which was awesome. RNG was definitely on our side throughout these 10 hours. But this is basically the loot screen. You guys could just pause it here if you're actually interested in looking this over. A few things to mention, I guess, would be Ancient Scrolls. I got 46 of them, and then for event drops, I managed to get 540 Mystic Seals, and then 5 Memory Fragments. So for total silver value, this is after taxes. If I were to sell everything on the marketplace, we pulled in about 261 mil. This means we made just over 26 mil an hour. So in the end, was it worth it? So I think Crescents is really bad XP, but for the silver per hour, it's honestly pretty good. Maybe if you wanted to enhance your own rings or something, you could easily just come here and not spend your silver on buying rings from the marketplace, and you will still make some extra silver on the side from the junk drops in the scrolls. But that also being said, don't expect to come here and get as many rings as I did. You could even come here for 10 hours and not even get 1 ring. It really depends how RNG and BDO wants to treat you, and everybody knows that BDO RNG is very unpredictable. But at least over the 10 hours that I did, RNG was pretty nice to me. I did manage to pull out a decent amount of silver. So that's basically going to be the end of this 10-hour video, guys. I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button below, and if you're new to the channel or just haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. And a few announcements, I guess. We are recruiting for a guild, and if you're on NA servers, we are trying to move towards a more PvP focused group. So if that interests you, you could just join up our YouTube Discord in the description below and send us a message in the recruitment tab. I also want to announce that I will be streaming on Twitch in a couple weeks. I'm just trying to set everything up right now, so I guess you could look forward to that. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and keep on grinding. Bye, strangers.